World War II ended in 1945, but a new conflict quickly emerged: the Cold War. The United States and the Soviet Union, former allies, became locked in a global struggle for dominance. This rivalry extended into, well, every area, particularly science and technology. Both superpowers sought to gain a strategic advantage through military might and scientific advancements. The United States recognized the need to bolster its technological prowess, especially in rocketry and aerospace, where Germany had made significant strides during the war. The race for space, a key arena in the Cold War, was a matter of national security and prestige. The launch of Sputnik, the first artificial satellite by the Soviet Union in 1957, sent shockwaves through the American public and government. It underscored the perceived threat of Soviet technological superiority and fueled a sense of urgency in the United States to catch up and surpass its Cold War rival. This sense of urgency drove the United States to seek out every possible advantage. Operation Paperclip, initiated in 1945, was a secret program by the United States government. Its mission was to recruit German scientists, engineers and technicians, many of whom had been involved with the Nazi regime. The United States saw an opportunity to capitalize on German expertise, especially in rocketry and other advanced technologies. Over 1,600 German scientists were brought to the United States under this program. These scientists, engineers and technicians were offered employment contracts, often with the understanding that their families would also be brought over from Germany. The goal was to prevent their knowledge and expertise from falling into the hands of the Soviet Union. The United States government recognized that these German scientists were invaluable assets in the emerging fields of rocketry, aeronautics and weapons development. Wernher von Braun, a prominent figure in Nazi Germany's rocket program, became a central figure in the United States space program. He was instrumental in developing the V-2 rocket during the war. After surrendering to the Americans, von Braun and his team were quickly recruited under Operation Paperclip, recognizing his unparalleled expertise. His knowledge was crucial in developing the rockets that would eventually launch the first Americans into space. Von Braun's work in the United States was pivotal in developing the rockets for the Explorer satellites, the Mercury program, and the Apollo program, which ultimately landed astronauts on the moon in 1969. He became a symbol of the space race and a celebrated figure in American science. His story highlights the complexities of Operation Paperclip, demonstrating how the United States government grappled with the moral implications of employing former Nazi scientists in pursuit of scientific advancement during the Cold War. Section 4. The Moral Dilemma: Balancing Progress with Accountability. Operation Paperclip has, been the subject of considerable ethical debate. Critics argue that it essentially whitewashed the actions of former Nazi scientists, some of whom had been involved in war crimes. The program's secrecy also, fueled mistrust and raised concerns about transparency and accountability. Many argued that offering refuge and employment to individuals complicit in the atrocities committed by the Nazi regime was, quite frankly, morally unacceptable. Despite the controversies, proponents of Operation Paperclip argue that it was a necessary evil during the Cold War. They maintain that the scientists' expertise was crucial for national security, and that their past affiliations shouldn't completely overshadow their contributions to the U.S. space program. Furthermore, they argue that many of these scientists were not, ardent Nazis, but rather individuals who used their skills in a totalitarian regime to survive. The debate surrounding Operation Paperclip, it continues to this day, highlighting the complex moral dilemmas faced by nations in times of global conflict and competition. Section 5. A Lasting Legacy, Triumphs, and Ethical Shadows. Operation Paperclip remains, without a doubt, a controversial chapter in American history. On one hand, it significantly contributed to the U.S. winning the space race against the Soviet Union. The knowledge and expertise brought by the German scientists helped propel the U.S. to the forefront of space exploration, ultimately leading to the moon landing, which was, a defining moment of the 20th century. This achievement cemented the U.S. as a global leader in science and technology. On the other hand, the program's legacy is forever intertwined with the moral compromises made during the Cold War. The U.S. government's decision to recruit former Nazi scientists, some of whom were implicated in war crimes, it continues to spark debate and scrutiny. Operation Paperclip serves as a reminder that even in the pursuit of scientific progress and national security, ethical considerations cannot and should not be ignored. It compels us to examine the complexities of historical events and, honestly, acknowledge both the triumphs and the moral compromises that have shaped our present.